Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm introducing a new car that I picked up, as you've probably seen in the thumbnail. But before I get into this car and what's going on with it, I just wanted to say if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you already are, thank you. So yeah, let's get into this video. So before I go over everything that needs to be done to this car, I just want to give you a little bit of backstory on it. It's one owner, 333,000 miles. It's from Michigan. And it's flash green with the Atacama interior wagon, obviously. You can see it's believed that there's only 10 of these that were originally sold in the United States. If someone wants to correct me on that, feel free to do so in the comments. I believe 4 were manual and 6 were automatic, which is what I have. You can see me here in the window. So we're just gonna go over what's wrong with the exterior, everything that needs to be fixed or taken care of. Start off here with the front bumper. As you can see, it's got 300,000 miles plus on it, so it's got a lot of rock chips and pitting. And there is a crack here from when the previous owner likely hit something. But as you can see, there's tons of rock chips everywhere. The grill here needs to be swapped out or repainted. It's getting bad here. This emblem is a little bit out of style, or I should say faded. There's rock chipping on the glass here, a little bit of condensation made it in. Come to the other side here. On the trim, the black trim is in pretty good shape. I'll probably just condition that. It looks like the bumper is a little bit off of its bracket here, potentially a little bit lower than it should be. That's all right, can fix that. Again, got pitting on the glass. Then on the hood, paint's in pretty good condition, but there's a few spots where I can't really tell what's going on here because the hood should be aluminum, but this looks like rust under here. Could be just a cover that was put on. There's chips all over the place though. See if I can get these in focus. Sorry if I'm breathing too much into the camera. We got a crack here. Something else here. Lots of chips. I'm not sure if these can be, how these can be repaired without doing a full repaint, but I'm gonna look into my options. So that's the front of the car. We got the same issue here with the mirror caps. This is all chipped. These I'll probably get repainted at some point. Got the usual things like this trim here that we got. This cracking and the paint coming off the sides here. Same on both sides. And to remedy that, at some point in the future, I will repaint these, which I got at the junkyard, that have good rubber. Okay, we do have some similar pits on the roof here, and the previous owner had installed this radio. I'm gonna leave it on there for now just so I don't scratch anything up too much. I did clean under it the other day. It was pretty dirty. And the paint is slightly less sun faded under there, so that's something to consider. And then there are a few, unfortunately, little rust spots like this forming on the roof that I'd like to get taken care of. Other than that, the roof is in pretty good condition, all things considered. We're inside right now, so obviously lighting makes it look a little bit weird, but there's a few spots. I can see if I can focus on this. That looks like it may be some rust. Might have some more over here too. But that's something I'm looking to take care of. Got some grime in here, nothing too crazy. Got an antenna mount for the XM radio that the previous owner installed. A little bit of chipping on the paint here. As far as door dings go, it looks like we've got one right here. Some chipping here as well. Paint chipping on the handle. Again, the black trim is still in pretty good condition. I'll just put some conditioner on that and hopefully get it back to good. This mirror fell off at one point. Obviously, this needs to be replaced. I'll put that on order. I'm gonna hopefully make videos of every fix I do on this car, but this is one of the things. While we're still on the exterior here, there is a rust spot forming here as well. That's pretty bad. That's something I'd like to get taken care of. I'm not sure how extensive that repair will have to be. But that's that. Going on to the bumper here and the taillights. Spoilers in great condition. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Taillights are pretty good. This one, I believe, is crack free. Moving on to the other taillight. It's pretty good condition as well. There is a crack here. Not sure if I want to upgrade these to the 05 Plus Jewel style taillights, but that may be something I do in the future. I did already replace this bracket with one I found from the junkyard. That's the only part I've switched on this car. It was extremely rusted. Cleaned it out behind there, got a new bracket. You can see I got to take off the dealer badging here at some point. This part of the bumper is decent condition for 300,000 miles. Most of them end up like that, but I'll condition that as well. And then the rear bumper is in good condition. Moving on to the other side here. This is where there is a rust spot that needs to be addressed. You can see right here, it's creeping up. I'm gonna look into getting this fixed, see what my options are. I'd prefer to have no rust on this car. If that requires repainting the entire panel, I'm gonna be slightly disappointed, but there's not much going on here that needs to be blended, depending on who works on it. This could be aligned, follow, or not, but you can see it's just this panel. It goes up here. They can work with this pretty easily. This is locked. There's nothing fancy in there. It was pretty dirty when I got it, but I cleaned that out, and the hinge is still good. It's all looking good in there. As far as door dings on this side, let's see what we got here. Got some scratching right here. I think there's a ding right there. Moving on up. It's pretty good condition. This will need to be repainted as well. You can see it's missing the piece that goes here. This needs to get some work done on it. I am gonna get a new windshield. This one's very pitted. It's not a top priority right now, but that's something on my mind. Blinkers are good. Just a little bit of scratch right there. So now we'll move on to the interior. Okay, so starting here on the interior, we'll start with this door card. The door cards are in pretty good condition. You can see you got some wear here from probably their elbow. I'm gonna attempt to clean and condition the leather on the door cards without having to replace them. If I do replace any of the door cards, I do the driver one just for this. Front seat, not very good condition. This is ripped. This here can probably not be restored without dyeing it. It's pretty tough. The headrest's pretty good condition overall. But eventually I will replace the front and passenger seat skins. How long down the road it is before I do that, I don't know, but that's something that I'll probably inevitably have to replace. Moving on to the floor here, we have the floor mat, which has 300,000 miles of heel wear that goes straight through it. I'm gonna replace all the floor mats because they still sell these new. So that'll be something I'll just swap out, obviously. And then we got here, pretty dirty as well. If I happened to find the front footwell mat carpeting, I would replace that, but that's not a top priority right now. I'll just do the floor mats in the meantime. Moving up, come get into the car here. Steering wheel, it's pretty good. Shut the door here. That always happens, so that's something I'll probably have to replace. Looking around the interior here, the pillars here are great condition. We get up here, there is some weird, I honestly don't know what it is. This looks almost like a burn, but I'll try to clean that. I'm not gonna replace the whole headliner because of that. But it seems to be in good condition. So the stitching here is in good condition. That's a good thing for 300,000 miles. Looking at the dash, it looks a little bit wavy up here, but generally it's okay. Main concern I have is that the previous owner sadly screwed this into the dash with screws. I've yet to take it out. I do have a replacement dim slash dashboard surround that I can put there for those holes. I believe I have a replacement one of these if this is destroyed, but I'm nervous, sorry, that this screw is going through the dash here, and that is not replaceable without taking out the entire dash. So that may just be something I live with, because that's a big process replacing the dash. Going around, the rest of the dash is good. Radio, this could use some work here. If I find a new cubby, I'd replace that. The power / volume knob needs to be probably replaced, but taken off and cleaned because it does not function properly. You can't turn the volume up or down. Got to use the steering wheel controls. So if I can find these buttons, I'd probably just swap them out and then clean out with some contact cleaner in there. Coming down to the center console here, we've got the classic 04 kind of beat up here. The paint comes off. This is busted. It's not looking its best, as you can see here. This is completely destroyed, cracked, and messed up. Inside here, everything's good still. I'm going to look for a 2005 Plus console, swap it in. That comes with the silver surround here, the cup holder with the sliding lid, and then I'll buy a brand new from Volvo Atacama cover here for the 05 console. Whenever I do find one that is in stock at a junkyard or something, I'll swap that in and make a video on that. Coming over to the passenger side here, we can see that there is a plug-in for the Sirius XM thing that the previous owner had installed. I will be removing that, in addition to this microphone, which probably is tied into this somehow, which is also probably tied in to the antenna back there that I showed you on the exterior. So coming to the passenger seat, same deal here with the seat. It's pretty worn out. The stitching here looks like it's kind of starting to go, so this will be something that I replace at some point as well. Coming into the footwell, it's pretty clean. I'm still gonna get the full mat set and swap it out, and then try to do some deep cleaning on that. The glove box is still working well. Comes with the manual, obviously. Has a little bit of shake in there as well. That's nothing out of the ordinary. The door card, honestly, is in great condition. A little bit of cleaning might need to be done here, but this is not dinged up in any way. The grill for the speakers isn't broken. I'd call that a win. So now I'll move to the back seat. Coming to the back seat here, we got this first door card. Seems to be in great condition still. Not many people sat back here, but it could use a little bit of cleaning, so I'll work on that. The rear of the back seat does have some interesting discoloration that I can hopefully, I don't know, say massage out, but clean out of it. The floor mats, decent condition. Those will get replaced, obviously, when I get the new ones. The back of the front and passenger seat are in great condition. If I could not replace the back and it was cheaper, I would. But unless I bring it to a shop for custom work, that's not going to be possible. Cup holder here, great condition. Almost brand new. Still works great. Let me climb in here. Everything seems to be in order back here. Nothing crazy. The headliner seems to be in great condition as well back here. These handles could be cleaned a little bit. They're a little bit greased up, it seems like. And this door card is also in great condition. Maybe some slight cleaning. Not too many dings here. So the back seat is in overall great condition. There's obviously a few blemishes, but nothing that can't be taken care of. The carpet under the mats is also in great condition back here, so that's good as well. Now I'll move to the trunk. Moving to the trunk, first thing we see here is the RTI, which is the navigation system. Side paneling, that still works. We got this mat here that the dealer tried to clean when they sold it to me, but it's still dirty. I would love to replace this with a new one, but I cannot find any online. Everything I find online has this little extra piece here like it does on that side, and it does not work for this car. Obviously cutting it would not give me this factory edge, so that's unfortunate. under the mat here, everything seems to be in great condition. We've got the storage, no subwoofer or rear seats. Under here, we got a spare tire and the battery. Everything seems to be in order back here. There is a lot of rust on the latch that, oh, it looks like that holds water, which would make sense to why it's rusting. I'll have to pull this up and see if I can replace this or not. I think it's welded on, but if it's bolted, I will swap it out with one from the junkyard that's not so rusty and figure out why it's holding water. I had the car washed yesterday, and that's not a good sign if that's still like that. It may have something to do with a drain plug. I'll have to investigate that. But close this back up. Coming back here, it did not come with the cover that it usually does. I'm assuming the previous owner accidentally held on to that. The anchor's here, one's missing its cover, that's fine. We do have a big hole right here. And this is something that hopefully I can find at the junkyard. Doesn't seem like it's an easy piece to disassemble. There's no netting back here that I'm aware of. And then we obviously still have to take off this radio antenna. The last thing I'll mention is that I'm gonna attempt to install CarPlay through the RTI. I have seen that it's possible. That's gonna be something in the future. I'll have to look for a guide on that. If not, I'll just install a Grom to have Bluetooth audio. But CarPlay on that would just be kind of cool because I like to keep the car stock. Now we'll move to under the hood. Okay, so as far as the drivability and overall condition of this car, for having 330,000 miles, it's not too bad. The engine seems to be burning some oil and coolant, which could be the turbo, could be cracked block. It didn't burn that much over my drive, and it runs great for how many miles it has. I'll start it up here at the end, but that'll be something to consider down the line. Inspecting the 4C over here, that seems to be the only thing that was never serviced on this car, so that's probably going to be one of the first things I replace on it, because I do not want rust spreading to these strut towers, because that would be a difficult job to take care of and could ruin the car. You can see that in here, the strut mount top piece is all rusted out. And if I look under here, let's see if you can see in there. It is the original Volvo Monroe struts, so I'm just making the assumption that they were never replaced because it does not appear that they were, and the car drives a little bit rough. Not bad, but doesn't seem like they're in good condition. You can see that on both sides. It's very rusted out, so I want to take care of that. As far as what has been taken care of on this car, it has a new drive shaft, new axles, new brakes, new tires, all four corners, all around. And the service book is kind of stacked full of different things that were taken care of. Driving it, it does have a brake failure message, which I'll show you when it starts up. I've tracked that down with Vita to the ABS module / BCM, which is down here. And I'm going to attempt to reflow the solder joints because I think that's what it is. If not, FCP Euro does sell a module that you can install yourself without having to do any dealer programming, and I'll have to go that route. I inspected the timing belt just the other day. It looks like it was installed in 2013 at around 200,000 miles, so it's due for replacement as well. I plan on replacing the timing belt and then driving this car until the engine fails in whatever way it does, because it's got 300,000 miles. If it starts just consuming way too much oil, turbo goes out, whatever, I'm gonna swap it all out, put a new one in, make sure I do it right, get it nice and good to go for another 300,000 miles. Last thing I'll mention here is that I do believe it needs a new steering pump or rack, not sure. The steering's a little bit tight. I didn't see any notes of service on either of those things, so that'll have to be something I investigate. It's fine for now, but down the road, I'll look into that. I'm gonna start up the car here. I will mention I got 3 keys with it. They all have the issue of not staying closed, so I'll probably swap those, but we'll start it up here and you can hear what it sounds like and take a peek at the dash. So the brake failure message has not popped up yet. As you can see, none of this stuff is properly logged because of the brake failure message. But we'll just go over to the engine so you can get it here. Roll down this window. It sounds just like my R with 72,000 miles on it. Only difference is you can smell a little oil. I'm not sure if this here is from the previous oil change not being properly done and spilling over, or if there's a bad cap here and it's kind of leaking out or what, but I did a glove test on it, runs good, not concerned about that. I'm going to keep an eye on the coolant and the oil, which is just under full right now, which is good. And yeah, that's everything about the car. One other thing I'll mention is I'm probably going to replace this radiator support at some point, just because it's starting to get some surface rust on it. It's probably 50 bucks at the scrap yard for one that hasn't been hit, and then I can put in the proper stuff here. I'm really just trying to get this car back to as stock as possible. The paint is a big concern because that's something that is obviously what makes this car rare. I want to keep it nice. 4C, that's another big concern. I know people like to go with BC coilovers or whatever. I'm going to keep it stock, keep it 4C. The engine, not a big concern for me right now. I'm going to replace the timing belt like I said. I'll swap a new one and if it blows up. Tie miles, I knew that when I bought it. But I will try to make this one last as long as it can. I'm not going to be driving this car on the track or anything like that. It'll be just for my enjoyment. I do have my other R still, the S60R, without some manual. Sometime down the line, I might manual swap this like 3-4 years from now once everything's sorted on it. But for now, I'm just going to keep it nice and kind of set it back to stock. We'll see if the, I'll shut this so you can hear it. We'll see if the brake issue came back, just so you can see. Yeah. But I will make a video on attempting to reflow that and hopefully make that go away. Other than that, it drives great. I don't think I mentioned it does have a little bit of a shudder when accelerating from about 60 to 70 miles an hour. After that, smooth as can be. I'm honestly pretty amazed by this car, and it was a steal. I hope I can return it to its former glory. So thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for more videos on this car and other Volvo related stuff. Thanks. Bye.